You're listening to All in Our Heads with Joe Fernandes and Mike Gaffney. Please enjoy the show.
All right, people, for the second time, we're going to try it. And the moment I go live, it fucks up.
Really? What happened?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It goes.
Well, what do you say? How do you know it fucks up? Like, what's it?
Because it was green. It says we're streaming. And then as soon as I go live with us, it's fucking red.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's fucked up. I don't. It's just there's nothing I can do about it.
There's probably just so much activity.
Yeah, or it's this program. It could be this program where there's so much activity on the internets.
The internets are jammed up right now.
And I'm sorry, people. I'm trying. If
just keep the video. Whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens, happens. If it's jittery, there's nothing we can do. I mean,
it just seems like it's frozen. So
yeah. Well, now it's solid green right now. Now it's saying we're streaming perfect. So it must have caught up with itself. I don't know.
It didn't catch up with me.
No, it's
that's all right.
Whatever, dude. We got to move on. We got a podcast.
Yeah,
and hopefully I'll have it fixed by Sunday. It just,
Yeah, man.
Whatever. It is what
Dude,
it is.
I want to read this real quick.
Yeah.
Dave Cyrus. Did you see what Dave Cyrus posted? I just thought it was great. Waited.
I think I just saw it. Read it again, yeah. With the AIDS thing.
So a lot of people seem to be arguing that if you die of pneumonia caused by coronavirus, it shouldn't count as coronavirus death. So congratulations. No one's ever died of AIDS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because AIDS doesn't kill you. AIDS weakens you so everything else can kill you.
Yeah.
So the coronavirus, like I told you when we were in the car today, there was a big spike in February of heart attacks and cardiac arrest in New York, and they're like, maybe that's attributed to that. Because if you're struggling with your lungs and breathing, your heart is going to be like, what the fuck, and you die.
Yeah.
So you might have a heart problem, but it's brought on and kills you because coronavirus is fucking your body up. Right? And like, again, I got into some stupid argument on Twitter, which I really don't engage retardos that much. I don't. There's no reason for it. But I got engaged with somebody saying, all the hospitals are making up the numbers. They're all making it up because they get more money. And I'm like, but what about the people that I know are there who've been working in hospital for years, they don't know what's happening, but there's so much death around them. Right. What about that?
Yeah.
What do you say to that? So on the Michael K show today, they read like the total last year's flu season, the whole year. We lost like 34,000 people in America.
Okay.
We're at 60,000 people.
Yeah, so and we're 1 million infected.
No, I know, but they're saying, deaths. We have 60,000, right? So, and this is in 2.5 months. So now you've answered the argument of it's the regular flu.
Right.
People die from the flu all the time. 32,000, they doubled it already in 2.5 months. And then they go, okay, forget that one. They're making all the deaths they're all not really COVID. They're just making it COVID. So now it's like that. It's like, I don't understand what the end game for scientists. You had someone on your page. This is why. Remember we were talking about how they're taking things. You were saying that YouTube's taking things down.
Yeah.
Misinformation. You posted something, a joke, but serious. Like you're going to be going to the parks tomorrow.
Yeah, it was a post from Cody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuckers better be wearing your masks.
Yeah.
And then you had a nurse come on, and because she's a nurse, it's good enough. Good enough. Expertise done. Nurse it is. Not all the fucking scientists and what do you call the germ guys? I don't know how to say that word.
Epidemiologist?
Those guys. All right?
I wish I had an applause button right now. I said it right.
I'm giving you an emotional applause.
There we go.
These are people who that's all they do is try to figure out how to stop diseases and viruses. That's all they've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And because the nurse is like, you don't need a mask. That's the misinformation that's out there. So the scientists are saying, put it on. Put it on. Yes, the N95 mask is the only mask that's going to protect you if you're in the thick of fucking the COVID virus.
Right.
If you're in there, hands on, you better put one of those masks on. But if you're trying to maintain and contain a little bit of your spittle, put anything on your face.
Yeah, and that nurse, it's like, and I told her in the comment, I said, well, my wife's a nurse and she thinks I should wear it. So, like, I don't know what your qualifications of a nurse are.
Why, what does it matter?
And it doesn't matter. Like, put it this way, there's doctors that say they don't know how it spreads, so you don't.
Right.
Okay?
Done.
You don't.
You don't. I don't care if you're, and I appreciate you being a nurse, and I know I'm not even talking about the nurse part. I'm talking about the misinformation because someone.
But when you qualify yourself to give information as
correct.
that, then it's like, first off, I would just like to put it out there that if you don't have to engage with anything I post if you don't feel it's right. Like, you could just move on. You know what? Make your own post about masks.
Correct.
You know, I don't need you to tell me I'm wrong, okay?
Right.
I don't. Unless I'm asking a question.
Correct.
If I ask a question, feel free. But don't just dive in here if you don't and just start saying shit. And I'm
hey, you got a friend that came on. John wanted to say hi. It's just you, though. He wants to say hi to you. I'm not on the show, really.
Oh, what's his last name? John what?
Ruggiero?
Oh, John Ruggiero, who's the host of the New Jersey Paranormal show that I produce.
Oh, nice. He wants to say hi to you.
Yeah, he hasn't met you yet, Mike. Say hi to Mike Gaffney, too, there, John.
You're on my podcast. It's our podcast.
Yeah.
Two fucking humans. Hey, that's just make-believe this is live. Make-believe with two people standing there talking. And this person, I'm not saying it.
I think he just told the demon. Okay, so finish what you're saying.
I'm just busting balls. So this person comes in. This is the visual that I see every time it happens. Two people talking, and one person comes with their back to me and it's like, hey, what's up, Joe? Like we're not talking.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. And I'm not saying that's just me being an asshole and trying to bust balls. But that's what I see.
Yeah, John, he's just busting balls. He's just busting balls.
Like,
but no, it's funny. I think since he's into the ghost stuff, I think he sent demons because we had a straight green stream going for a while, man, during your whole mask thing. And the moment you shit on him, it turned red. It was like, you know, the podcast demons were like, fuck this guy. Oh, you want to shit on John Ruggiero, the host of New Jersey Paranormal? Well, there goes your signal. How about them apples, Mr. Goodwill Hunting lover?
You want to bust ball? Yeah. Mr. Love, actually. You want to fuck with our medium? Yeah. Here you go. Boom.
Yeah, how about you don't get no live podcast, actually? Mr. Love, actually. How about that? But what are you going to do? I'm not even going to focus on the stream. I'm just going to have my podcast because the problem is if I stay too much into tech, I get out of the conversation.
Forget the tech.
I'm forgetting the tech.
I'm looking over there. There's people chit-chatting. There's shit happening.
Good. It says we have 10 viewers, 9 comments, 1 heart. Exactly. I mean, people, I'm just saying, putting it out there. If you do the hearts, ha-has, and emojis, just keep tapping the button. That kind of
letting us know we're going through.
Yeah, no, but that helps the Facebook feed it to other people. Like, wow, a lot of hearts are coming into this. A lot of ha-has. Yes. We got to share this.
Like that. See, Gaffney's doing it.
Yeah, hearts, ha-has. Wows.
Look at all those hearts.
We're going to have a new program soon because this one sucks asshole. So hopefully by next week I can learn a new program in time. I tried doing it for tonight's, but I didn't want to have some shit-ass, first time out fucking thing.
Anyway.
But yeah, no, I saw that.
The misinformation. That's just more of the misinformation that's out there.
My whole thing is, when it comes to masks, say you're right.
Correct.
Just say you're right. It doesn't hurt to have a mask. It won't make you get it any faster having the mask. Like, why not just make people do it anyway? Like someone goes, yeah, I tried hiking with a mask. I really couldn't breathe that well. And I go, first off, you first world, fucking everyone, just how good do you have it where you're like, that's your problem? You can't hike with your mask. You can't breathe well, or do what I do. Now, I don't think COVID-19 is...
There you go, see?
What?
Candy came in. She said, Hi, Mike Gaffney.
There you go. Oh, thanks, Candy. Oh, you just put a wall in front of me? I get it, Candy. It's a shame that your name's Candy. I love Candy, but currently I don't. In this moment. Okay. You just took my love of Candy away.
Currently, I'm giving up Candy.
Yeah.
That's
and
how much.
If Candy doesn't say hi before the end of this podcast to me, she's getting blocked. But as I was saying before, Candy broke my heart like a candy heart. Yeah, I don't think COVID-19 is flying through the air at the parks and on the trails. But so I keep my mask down. I hike. Oh, humans are coming. Humans are going to pass by me. What do I do? I put the mask up. I go into the woods a little bit. I walk past them. I wave. Hello, killers. And then I go.
Hello, disease carriers.
Hello, murder sneezers. Gonna sneeze.
Well, I saw a broad jogging today, right?
Yeah.
Down in Edgewater. And she was, she's huffing it, you know what I'm saying? And she had a bandana down here, but she had it down.
Uh-huh.
But then she was getting ready to run, and there was like 4 or 5 people going to be walking past her. Yeah. So she picked it up, put it over her face, ran past them. When she got past them, she pulled it back down.
But stop telling people they don't need to.
Right.
Because you know what? The dumb people need to hear that they need to. You can't give dumb people. I don't know. I just don't understand the point. It's just like, whatever, man.
So now you have another person came in and said, "Hi, Joe," with a cry face, and then Candy gave you a hi, Joe.
All right, Candy. I accept you back in my life. We're gonna put everything in the past. We are
moved on.
I don't even think we're official Facebook friends. Candy, have you even friend requested me? Why am I even talking to someone that is yet to friend request me? It's like you don't even know me. Unbelievable, Candy. I mean,
let me tell you something. If you haven't friend requested and liked at least one video of Cody, what's the point?
Did you just say she hates my dog?
No.
Oh my God. This is accurate news. This is accurate news right here. You hate Cody? Oh my God. Did you see my new TikTok with Cody? With the karate?
Yeah. I had that. I was going to do it to open up a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah. Dude, I am fucking having a ball with TikTok. It's like I'm fucking 15 years old again. I'm just goofy ass trying to do these different videos. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit.
Did you see the one? I keep doing these. Like my crowd work's going to be a little rough when I come out of COVID, and I did the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Say what again? Say what? James was like, "What? And this is different? How?" Like.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It was so close to real Mike Gaffney meltdown. That's one of the things I miss most about comedy.
Watching us lose it.
Mike, certain people lose it.
Yeah.
Mike Gaffney losing it is. I don't know. That's my HBO special that I like to watch. Like if you just strung together a series of. Someone tried that. I think somebody did that, and it hurt his career.
Just of me losing it all the time.
I think Joe Matarese put out When Comedians Attack.
Right. But he's not likable. When you come off like a dick, people aren't going to be like, ha ha ha.
No, yeah, that's it. You do. I would just when we come back. First off, I've learned I have to really quality record every set I have. Quality, because you'll want it during the next pandemic. Right. Second, definitely videotape every show you do from day one. Don't get lazy. Set up a camera somewhere. You put together a Mike Gaffney meltdown set. That will get... Dude, YouTube views? Come on. You just do a half hour, whatever. It could be a special. You can have your own self-produced special. Just whatever, Mike Gaffney's fed the fuck up, and then...
Because I can lose it, but for some reason I don't lose the crowd ever. I mean, I've pretty much...
No, because typically everyone agrees with you when you're shitting on
Right.
like someone that's like a real asshole.
Right.
I mean, nobody
Or
wants to see when you're yelling at the whole crowd. There's no fun in that.
But I have done that, and I win them back for some reason.
Yeah.
Frankie used to say this about me all the time. It's like, you can say the same thing he goes, I can say, and everyone loves you and no one loves me. He's like, you could say the same exact thing.
Yeah.
There's a fucking, and I'm not saying but there's a skill to being able to say something that's almost just low enough below the radar to come in and punch you in the balls, but make you go, I get it. I see what you're doing. I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not, and I don't have to laugh and fake it, like, to make everyone laugh, and soften the blow like some hacks do, where they laugh to soften their blow. I don't do that.
Well, it's honesty and not pandering.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Well, you even see that like in real life, like, me and you are comics, but we've always been funny before comics. There's a certain funniness that people like us have.
Right.
That people told us to get into comedy, like the reason, but like you'd be at work and you'll say a joke or make a comment about something, people laugh. But if one of the other guys at work make the same comment, they come off either as racist or sexist or like a total creep. But there's something goofy about our faces.
Yeah.
That like people.
Something. Yeah. People growing up my whole life, people loved that I made fun of them. They loved it. They would just do things so I would make fun of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, my whole life was like that. I remember my buddy Tommy was like my Frank back then. No one liked Tom. Whenever he would bust balls or do the same exact thing I would say, they would be like, fuck off, Kozak. They hated him.
Yeah.
When he did that. But I would say the same things. Like, how come you can do it? No one else gets mad at you. And like, it's always been a thing. People like when I make fun of them, they see it as a friendly busting balls. Even if I'm angry, you know what I mean?
How do you get away with it? It's like, because I'm fucking talented and sexy. I don't know. I really don't know where else to go with you. But,
I thought I kind of laid it out on the line.
I mean, after that, I don't know what you're working with, but that's what I got. I don't know where you start.
I don't know what tools you got in the shed, but what I come with.
Yeah, that's my foundation. I'm hilarious and sexy. Then it just builds from there.
Yeah.
You really got to work on that foundation because have you tried to face scrub? Because you're ruining my lunch, honestly. You
see that other video I posted about wanting to fight that guy? And
that was funny, dude. I would love to see that as a sketch. I thought as soon as I saw it, like just a smack, like ow.
So I was looking at him. I'm parking. I was like, "You fucking mook!" And he looks at me. And I'm like, "What?" And he was like I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And then he turned around and walked away. I was like, put my mask on. I was like, "Ow!" And I said it that loud. I was like, "Ow!" And I was like, if that guy would have heard me just "ow" from that little snap, he would have dragged me up the block.
Yeah.
I started laughing myself. I was like, your face seems hard, like you're going to fight somebody, but your inside's like, please don't come back this way, man.
Yeah, please don't fight. Please don't fight.
I'll tell you a Frankie story. When it was Hurricane Sandy. Remember, for like weeks, everything was like kind of like closed, kind of similar now. Yeah. It was like 2 weeks of just nothing open, people black out. I think you were out of power for like a week, right?
No, actually, Sandy, I was the one house in my family that didn't lose power, so everybody came. That was the little house I rented before this one. It was
okay.
That little yellow house, and everyone came there because my brother Chris lived up here in Cedar Grove.
Okay.
And we had heat, and it was just like I just remember a mob of people in my tiny little living room.
So we got power like 4 or 5 days in, but nothing around us was open. I don't think So Frankie would come by every night, pick me up in his van, and we would go to the TikTok diner in Clifton.
I miss diners. Okay, sorry.
Every night we would go. Every night that was our thing. Go every night for 2 or 3 hours, sit in the diner just to get out of our house from doing nothing all day.
Mm-hmm.
So we park in we park in TikTok. We get out of the car talking and laughing. It's a motorcycle gang. Like there's a whole bunch of motorcycle guys.
Yeah.
And this like black Puerto Rican, like fucking denim leather jacket, cut off sleeves, comes walking towards us with a fucking big chain. He's like, motherfucker's got a problem, bro. And he was like, if like maybe 8 to 10 feet away from me with this fucking huge chain. And my knees was like everything, all my legs just became like, because I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
But this guy and his whole biker gang are going to beat us with chains. Frankie was like, so if the guy was like 8 feet away from me, 10 feet away from me, he was about 7 feet away from Frankie. Frankie was closer to him. Frankie did this like little like hop, skip, and like hopped and skipped around me to the other side of me. So like I was going to...
What a guy.
It turned out to be a friend of ours. He was in the motorcycle gang, and he was making that guy come up to us, but we didn't see who was there.
Right.
Just this stranger coming up to us with a chain.
I can picture Frank doing that hop skip.
It was like a hop to the side, like, and I was like, and we got inside. I was like, dude, all I kept thinking is this. I mean, we're pussies. We're gonna get fucked up. But all I kept thinking was, how fast can I get my arm up to protect my head from this chain?
Yeah.
And if I get it up high enough, will he hit my ribs? And maybe I can grab the chain and hold on for dear life as he beats me with his free fist.
Yeah.
And Frankie I was like, what were you thinking? He's like, none of that. I was just thinking, how the fuck can I get away from this? Like, we laughed about how both of our knees just buckled. We're like, oh, we were so scared.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine getting into a fight these days. Just so I'd be like, what are we doing, man? Let's just talk about it. Can we talk fight? Can we have a loud argument?
You tweet me? You want to follow me on Twitter? We'll do it on Twitter.
Yeah, like, let's just call each other whatever we want in the parking lot, make people think we're tough, but we actually won't hit each other. Can we do that? I may even let you win. Just give me some dignity. We were going to talk this week. Anything in the chat?
Oh, well, it's just like Rich was like, you guys have natural sarcasm delivery.
Yes. Which works good for strangers. You're like, when you're with a girl too long, you're like, I'm just kidding. They're like, shut the fuck up. You're not just fucking kidding. Tired of your fucking jokes. It's like, hey, you're with a comedian. What'd you expect? Now, you can't say everything was a joke, but everything is. My whole life's a joke. Have you not known me? I mean, come on. Everything. But, yeah, we were going to do the movie thing this week, people, but we're moving it to next week because we don't have time to put the bracket together. Because at first we were going to do movie comedies, but then I tailored it down to just 80s comedies because I thought movie comedies is just way too broad.
Right.
And even 80s comedies is getting broad as shit.
It is fun. You know what? I'm glad we brought it up. I mean, we're definitely going to break down the bracket and do it like, we'll have the bracket ready to go next time we go on. We do our show.
Yeah.
But there's so many, like, I start to think about all the 80s movies. It's been fucking forever. You know what I mean? Like, you forget what movies were out there.
Yeah, because, like, mentally quick, you just think, like, 5. Then you're like, there's, like, 30.
Yeah, and then people started putting, like, oh, yeah. But what I realized, the reason why the 5 or, say, 7 were right at the top of my head is because they stood the test of time they resonate still with me. Yes, other movies, I laughed really hard when I was younger. Yeah. But I don't even think of them anymore. Like, I don't think of them anymore. Right. But a movie like Ferris Bueller. Yeah. Of course I still love it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you get movies like Trading Places, that's still hilarious to me. I mean, Yeah. Yeah. So, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I can watch that every fucking day. It's hilarious.
Yeah, see, I got to delve in more and really find... It's good. I mean, doing a top 5 to, like, get the list together is tough to do, but I think that's the point. If you like, just give me your top movies, someone's going to list 50, and you'd be like, right, we're not going to get anywhere with this.
So people were listing, like,
some people were listing movies in the 90s on mine, so I don't know.
No, me too. And I tried to stop it, and then it was, got a little much. But,
yeah.
I don't know. I hid the one thing. I said, just keep it to me. I guess I deleted it. I had one that I put the post and I made it just private for me.
Oh, okay.
So we can keep the answers. I got to go find that thing.
Yeah,
but
we'll figure it out.
Well, people were listing tons of like honorable mentions, and that's what I did. Like I did my top 5, and then I was like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh yeah, oh yeah. But truthfully, the 5 are the 5. Like those are the movies that I still think apply to me. Like Weekend at Bernie's, probably when I was younger, was hilarious.
Right, but doesn't stand the test of time.
Not for me, it don't.
No, I couldn't even see myself. I'd leave it on for a moment, maybe.
Right. But when you were younger...
No, dude. It was... I watched it 100 times when I was younger.
Right.
Back to School at Rodney Dangerfield. I went and saw that in the theaters for free, sneaking
Correct.
in at least 15 times.
Right.
At least. That's just counting off the top of my head. There could have been more.
Right. No, I love that movie, but I mean... It didn't even make my list. I mean, to be honest with you, like I've never been a fan of Caddyshack. It just never really did it for me as I was younger. Also, from roughly, 78 until 88, I was a fucking outside kid, man.
Yeah.
I was never inside watching television or movies.
No, a lot of those 80s movies I watched in the late 80s on VHS. Correct. Because in 1980, I was 5.
Well, yeah. I was 11, and I loved the movie. I mean, but I was playing outside. I was playing baseball, hanging out with my friends outside. And I was a teenager, getting high, watching. Nobody talked about movies. Do you ever remember talking about movies as a kid?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, movies was big for me as a kid. Oh, you know what it was? It was because
I'm sorry.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to go to my dad's every weekend.
Right.
So it was like every Friday, me and my brother get picked up by my dad. Sometimes we'd bring friends, but we were there every weekend. So my dad would pick me up on Friday. We had like the same routine. We go to the pizza place, get a large pie, go to Baskin Robbins, get a big fucking gallon of ice cream for the weekend, and go to the video store, get a couple movies. And movies was just big. We just watched tons of movies, comedies, horror, everything.
I didn't start watching tons of movies until I was in my late teens.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have cable. We didn't have cable in my house until I was fucking... I think I was like 14. We got 15 when I got cable.
Yeah, no, movies was big with me and my dad. That was just tons of movies. So that's where I got all my...
So, but like, I know all of them, and I watched them when I was a little older, I mean, Fast Times at Ridgemont High I watched when I was young.
I mean, my dad I used to watch Cheech and Chong movies with my dad in the 80s.
Oh, yeah. That's another one. I mean, I don't know why I don't have all that. Nice Dreams? Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
Up in Smoke?
Dude, but you know what's funny? Like, a lot of those 80s movies, Up in Smoke, Nice Dreams, Stripes, Caddyshack, they're all good half movies.
Yes.
Like, they all just, like, fucking the most funniest movie you ever seen.
Because they get all the jokes out, and then they're like, well, now what do we do?
They can't sustain for that long.
Right, yeah. Yeah, then I had people, like, listening, like, Wedding Crash. I'm like, no shit, man, of course. If we were doing overall movies, you think fucking Trading Places we bumping out Wedding Crashes for me?
Yeah,
no,
we'll get to the 90s. We'll get to the 2000s. I think specifying at least a decade, we can have a better argument because they're up against...
Did you think of, like, Beverly Hills Cop?
The only reason why I didn't think of Beverly Hills Cop is because though Eddie Murphy is funny in it in times, it's more of like an action movie. It's more like a Lethal Weapon almost. It's got some funniness to it, but it's mostly a drama.
Right.
Victor.
Kind of why I left
Victor Maitland.
48 Hours, because that's hilarious.
48 Hours is hilarious.
But it's an action.
Yeah, but it's definitely got more laughs than Beverly Hills Cop. I'd have to watch it again, though. I may be pulling that out of my asshole. I should watch them back to back.
No, the reason why 48 Hours is funnier is because of their tension. Nick Nolte and him. Yeah. But it's not a comedy. Yeah. There's really not a lot of comedy lines in it. It's just he's funny.
Yeah, it's been a while. You know what it is? It's like Eddie Murphy was just such the...
All hail.
The
Remember
goat.
that?
He's the. I mean, he probably still is the comedy goat. If you think about like overall success.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 2 specials at age 25, and some of the most two killer specials at age 25.
Before he was 25.
Before he was 25, and killer movies that people still talk about to this day.
Correct.
Richard Pryor is the only other one, but like he had killer specials, not as young, and amazing movies. You know, I used to. You know what Richard Pryor in movie I loved in the 80s? See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Him and oh my God, was that funny? I haven't watched it in years, but as a kid, man, you couldn't get a better movie. I think I used to rent it like all the time. My dad would be like, "Dude, what the fuck, man? We saw this one already." Like, yeah, I know.
Brewster's Millions was another funny one.
Brewster's Millions. What's that other one where? What's that one where he like has the school bus and has all the kids?
Oh, Pryor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That one was funny. Anyway, I should invest.
How about The Toy?
The Toy. We could do shit. We could do top Richard Pryor movies.
They had on the Michael K show. Don's list for today was top 5 influential comedians of all time.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the list. I was out of the car, but apparently, like it was like Carlin. I don't even think Seinfeld made the list. He had Robin Williams on.
Seinfeld is on all lists.
I know.
As far as influential comedians, I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't think he was on it.
Well, that's a then that list is
invalid.
Yeah, I mean, me and KP were talking about that recently, like the top comics, the Mount Rushmore. But I said it's so tough. You'd almost have to go into like genre of comedy.
Right.
At some point.
You know what? But like, see, you got a guy like Don. He didn't think Sam Kinison was funny.
Yeah.
So
it's so subjective.
So subjective that how do you?
Because there's things you got to be. You got to be like, are you talking about? Are they prolific?
Right.
Because Sam Kinison put out one good special.
Right.
Richard Jeni put out all his specials are great.
Yeah.
Not really talked about. He just passed away at the wrong time.
He was more influential in making bringing I guess comedy to George Carlin, brought it to the masses. He felt. I think he put Robin Williams at 5 just because Robin Williams was a great in movies, and that's what Michael's problem was. It's like, yeah, but his stand-up comedy stopped. So he's like, yeah, but so did Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy stopped and just did movies.
See, like Richard Jeni is is like Chris Rock to me. Like I consider those guys they're like the 2 guys that bring club comedy to a theater.
Right.
I'd even probably throw Regan in that group.
Yeah.
Where it's like, there's no difference if you saw them in a theater or a club. It's like this. Like they make a theater.
Oh, so somebody said Bustin' Loose.
Bustin' Loose. That was it.
Yeah.
I used to love that as a kid, man.
Yep.
I could totally probably go on.
It's Mark Big Guy, or Mark Big Mig. Well,
Oh yeah. I grew up with him. Yeah.
So when he was trying to respond, I guess quickly, his first thing was Justin Loose.
Justin Loose.
And then he went. Then he went Busted Loose.
Mark, that's the gay porno you and I watched in high school. Justin Loose.
Well, how about Busted Loose?
Yeah.
That was the second part of that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how we felt after watching Justin Loose. But
so since we're not going to do the movies, we already talked about them a little bit.
We're not really, but we'll get a full bracket together. We'll try and put a little bit of thought into it. But we were doing a. I never have done it before, but I figured in quarantine, let me do it. My buddy Doug Foucher, shout out Doug. He tagged me in that 10 albums in 10 days, just covers, no explanations, and I was like, I'm going to do it. And then I start tagging people, and some people are like, I don't have time for this. I'm like, it's a pandemic. When are you never gonna have time? James goes.
Somebody said that on mine too.
I tell that to James. He goes, I'll forget. I go, what else do you have to do? It's literally, you're a person who loves music. You have to wake up every morning. Don't have to put too much thought into it. Just pick a favorite album.
Right.
No, it's not like you're not disrespecting any other.
You know what I did?
What?
You sent me the thing. I went and picked. I have 8 albums already.
You're locked and loaded?
I've already got 8.
I think about. I that's what I do under my morning coffee. I think about what album.
Right. I did it as soon as you get. I was like, what would be? So I'm having a couple of problems with like trying to find, because like freestyle music definitely influenced me as a grown up, just who I am.
Yeah.
However, there's no one specific artist. It's the music itself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing. It's because there's so many different artists. Like mine, I think my first one. I'm trying to find my first one. The only reason why I picked this one as my first one was because it was the first tape that I bought with my own money as a kid. No, it was AC/DC Highway to Hell.
Okay.
And I remember buying it because I remember my dad used to play AC/DC as a kid. You know, like Dirty Deeds, like all that stuff. And then I remember I think I was in whatever, like Sears or wherever. You had like the tape section. I just saw Highway to Hell with Angus Young with the horns. I'm like, dude, I am totally getting this, man. Devil shit? Hell yeah. And I remember just going in my room, me and my brother playing. Like I was on wiffle ball bat guitar. He was on wiffle ball bat fucking vocals. And we just fucking rocked that shit.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude. I was rocking in my underoos.
Nice. I don't like the visual, but nice.
Oh, you like it.
I don't need it, though.
You don't need it. No, but I'm painting the picture.
No, I like that. Paint the picture.
I'm performing.
So that was your first album. My first album of this, this challenge was Led Zeppelin's, what is it? What's the name of the album?
Led Zeppelin 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my third one.
So that was my first album just because, I just remember being, preteens and all, like, the older kids were listening to that.
Yeah, that
you know what I mean?
That's a badass album, man. Led Zeppelin's got some good albums, but the way that one starts with Black Dog.
Oh, forget about it.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Forget about it. I've played that so many times.
It's just a cool album, man. You fucking feel cool. Like, because I had a cool dad. Like, my dad was badass when I was a kid. Like, he used to pick me up at school with the motorcycle. The motherfucker, I'd be at his house on the weekends. On like a Saturday afternoon, he'd be on the floor in his living room with like his shirt unbuttoned, cigarette in his mouth. He'd have his speakers off the shelf next to his head, laying down, listening to Led Zeppelin 4. And I remember sitting there, I'd be like, this fucking guy is awesome. I want to be this guy. I'm going to fucking lay on the ground, my shirt open, smoke cigarettes, speakers next to my head. And I remember doing that as a kid. I like fucking going to my room, putting the speakers down like my dad is being like stealing his cigarettes. Like, I'm fucking adulting.
This is what it is. This is easy.
This is easy. Get me a couple broads and I'm in business.
I just remember that album being like just awesome and me feeling like I was an older kid when I listened to it.
Yeah.
And then my second one, I remember, so like, I have a half brother and a half sister, right? So I didn't really meet them until I was, I want to say 12. My brother was 15, maybe. My sister was 17 or 18, 17. So I didn't really meet them until I was, older. They were older, but my brother came from North Carolina and he had AC/DC's Back in Black album, and he had Van Halen's Van Halen album.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? Like Running with the Devil, that album.
Yeah, yeah.
And we took our my fucking record player out to the front, like by the front window, and put the speakers in the front window, and just in Jersey City, and just sat on the porch like Running with the Devil, woo! And AC/DC was just bang blah, Oh my God. And I was like, what is this music? Because I wasn't really listening to that. You know what I mean?
So that was your second album in the 10
I think
days?
Back in Black was my second album in that mix.
My second album was Pantera's Vulgar Display of Power. Quite possibly one of the greatest metal albums ever made. If you want to beat the shit out of somebody to an album, this is your album. Like if you're...
So you basically got to say, hold on, before we throw it down.
If I could choose, if they'd be like, Joe, you're going to get to beat the shit out of somebody you really hate.
Put your music on.
Yeah, what music would you like to play in the background? I want Pantera's Vulgar Display of Power. I just want to beat somebody to it, especially during the song Fucking Hostile.
Right.
Hell yes, dude. Let me tell you something, man. Dude, I used to fucking crank that shit in my house. We used to have mosh pits in my basement. My mother would be like, what the hell's going on down there? I'd be like, we can't help it. We're fucking energized and on weed.
Yeah, what was my third was Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Ah, dude. Classic.
I just, the psychedelic part of my life started with that album.
Dude, being a teenager tripping and watching Pink Floyd The Wall?
But listen, because I went out, the first time I did mescaline, I was a freshman in high school, right?
Yeah.
And I was with these dudes, and they were like, take mescaline, here's a tape, and they gave me a tape, Pink Floyd The Wall, here's this tape. So when you go home later on tonight, play this tape. I'm like, got it. So I'm just hanging with them, all fucked up, hanging out, having fun. And I walk back to my house. It's probably like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, still high. And I put Pink Floyd The Wall on in my room. And you hear those echoes, yeah, not here. And you're like, what the fuck? And then you hear the helicopters. But you're like, I'm starting opening my windows. I think there's helicopters over my fucking. It was the best night. Probably, I can remember it. I was 13, was almost 14 years old. 13 years old. I can remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah. That was like the quintessential tripping movie.
Mm-hmm.
We used to. It was like a summer where we used to hang out at this dude Pete Neely's house like almost every night.
Right.
You know, his parents just didn't give a shit that we were downstairs getting high, drinking,
dropping
acid. I don't think they knew we were dropping acid, but I have so many memories of just tripping my balls off in this kid's basement, like with Pink Floyd just on the TV.
Right.
Pink Floyd The Wall. I think we tripped almost every day for like a summer.
Right.
I think it was like August of '92. Like I took acid exclusively because it was like the only thing in town.
Yeah.
It was insane. But yeah,
that's a good summer.
Pink Floyd, and then we used to listen to this band called Ween, who was like really weird to listen to.
Oh, really?
It was just bizarre ass music.
Right. So that was my third. What was your third?
My third was Led Zeppelin 4.
Oh, okay.
When we talked, so 4 is possibly one of. You know, like when you're growing up, I don't know, like if you have a band growing up that like as you're like getting older and like I guess like having like it was the first musician that like wrote lyrics that like he spoke what I was thinking,
right,
feeling. It was like the first time I connected like that with music in my life.
Okay,
because like you used to listen to like you know your Metallica and your AC/DC. It was all rock and roll, just like. You just loved it. But Blind Melon, when Blind Melon came out,
okay,
that dude Shannon Hoon, the dude just spoke my thoughts. I'm like, this dude knows what I'm thinking, man. It bugged me out. And his album Soup, their album Soup,
right?
I mean,
how old were you when that came?
I think Soup probably came out when I was in high school, like 92, 93.
Okay,
you know, probably my senior year, 93. Soup came out, and but I'd never at that point, I'd never had that experience with music before.
Right,
and it's amazing. Still to this day, I still play them constantly.
Yeah.
And it's like I just relate with it on such a visceral level.
Right.
Because like, like you grow out of like this problems you have that you relate with when you're younger, but it's all still part of you.
Yeah, right.
So
absolutely.
like,
yeah,
and it's just amazing because there's some music I used to listen to that I used to love that I can appreciate it for good music, but doesn't connect.
I wanted to relate. Like, remember dear mother, dear father, what is
Yeah.
this hell you would put me through? I'm like, my parents aren't really putting me through hell, but I want to relate to this song. I want to be angry at my mom right now, but I'm really not. But fuck it, dear mother, dear father. Like I'm just screaming it up in my room, going nuts.
Yeah.
And like for what? Like my parents were like, what is he talking about? Like everything's fine with him. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Yeah.
You know?
That's like I used to listen to Queensryche, and they used to be so badass to me.
Right,
and like,
right.
especially talking about like that song Empire about like the drugs but then as you start doing drugs and getting into the world learning, you're like, these guys don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. It was such a weird fantasy world. Like I bet these are a group of white kids that never did drugs but wanted to write about them. Like
right.
But then you meet Shannon Hoon, who actually did drugs and knew the feelings behind people that do drugs, and you're like, want to hear an interesting Shannon Hoon story? So I'm about 90 days clean.
Right.
And Blind Melon's playing Trade Winds down in Jersey Shore.
Okay.
And I want to see. I saw them at Woodstock 94. I was like right up front, man, tripping my balls off. Fucking favorite band in the world.
Right,
I was
right.
in fucking heaven. So I'm clean. The Blind Melon's going to be playing Trade Winds, Jersey Shore. I mean, it's fucking small club, man.
Very intimate, right.
Very intimate. And I remember at the time, like all the people I was hanging with in NA were all going, like these people that I got clean with. And my sponsor was like, I don't think you should go, man. I really don't think you should go. I think it's a bad idea, man. You're kind of like rocky with your recovery, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And for whatever reason, he convinced me not to go.
Ugh.
That night, they all went. They met Shannon Hoon. They all relapsed with Shannon in his tour bus.
So that would have been all right.
I would have totally relapsed with him.
Why not?
I know, man.
So those guys who talked you out of it went or no?
No.
Yeah.
No, the sponsor talked me out of going. The people still went. I didn't go. They all came back 24 hours or less because they couldn't. Because they couldn't not relapse with Shannon Hoon.
They all came back 24 hours or less. And my friend, have 24 years sober.
Yeah.
Yay!
Dude, let me tell you something. Is there a higher power to help me that night? Because there is no shot in hell I wouldn't have relapsed.
Yeah, I don't think it should count. Let me tell you something. I have 27 years clean. I don't think about getting high ever, but I really feel that if I ever got to hang out with Snoop Dogg, I am getting fucking high, man. And I know that's a reservation. Go fuck yourselves. I just feel that if I ever hung with him.
Yeah. Like who is? Yeah. Okay. That's a good game to play. Before we'll continue on with our music thing,
right.
But who's worth relapsing with just for the hang?
I'm saying Snoop. I mean, who do you have?
Snoop. Well, I gotta say, because Shannon died of a drug overdose, so it can't be him anymore.
Bad example.
Bad example. Let me see. Okay, if I was gonna smoke weed again,
right,
it would Willie Nelson. I don't know.
It's the white Snoop.
He's like the white Snoop, but like if like a Willie Nelson, he's like, hey Joe, I want to get high and I'll just play my guitar and play.
Another guy is
and
Bill
you can
Maher.
request songs. I'd be like, what?
What if Bill Maher was like Bill and Willie Nelson? Like,
nah, I feel like I'd be too insecure with Bill Maher. Like I'd start feeling dumb, and then I'd feel like I'd get right back into meetings immediately. I'd be like, Bill Maher hurt my inner child because I felt dumb. But I feel like Willie Nelson would just play me ditties. You know what I mean? Like if he it had to be presented that way. Like we're camping, he's like, dude, you want to smoke, and I'm just gonna play like all my classics. I'll be like, I'm not passing this up, man. There's not a chance in hell.
I guess I would have Snoop and White Snoop would be though.
Yeah, Snoop or White Snoop. See, I think Snoop would like Willie Nelson. He'd remind me of like my Uncle Andy, so I feel like I'd be comfortable. I feel like Snoop, once I'm high, I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like,
what am I hanging out with Snoop for?
Like if he starts talking Snoop, I'd be like, am I tripping? Like I don't know what he's saying to me, man.
Yo, man, the cold face fizzle, man. You know what I'm saying? Ooh.
Yeah, the cold face shizzle. I saw you. Yeah, so it'd be Willie Nelson. I probably would be Snoop Dogg for me too. But those are the only ones. I can't think of anybody else.
No.
Nah, definitely not.
No, and I've hung out with guys who, like, bigger comics who get high, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, no.
Not even caring about that.
What was my next album after Soup? So
Well,
Soup was my fourth one. So what was your fourth?
My fourth was The Who. I know you don't like them, but they were mine.
Yeah, I never liked them.
The Who, huh?
Never liked them. Can't help it. It's just like comedy. It's like, well, it just never resonated.
Absolutely. But
some of the hits you could get with, but it wasn't like a deep.
We're talking albums. So when I was younger, the older guys listened to Led Zeppelin, they listened to The Who, listened to the Stones, they listened to Pink Floyd. Like, those were the guys who I wanted to be like.
Yeah.
So we started listening to The Who. I listened to The Who. I loved it. The Teenage Wasteland, that song sang to me.
Yeah.
That was 4. And then, what was your 5th? I'm up to 5.
My 5th was Beastie Boys. I can't think of the name of the fucking album. License to Ill. Now, it was tough for me because I was debating License to Ill or Check Your Head because I love both of them so much.
Right.
But I just went License to Ill because it just really went to my childhood, and it still holds to me to this day. Like, right. What I've been doing through this whole process, in the morning, I have my coffee. I think of what album I want to do for that day, and then when I go hike in the morning, I listen to that album that day.
Oh, okay.
That's the little thing.
Well, License to Ill was my era, like 80. What, it came out in 88?
Yeah, so I was. Yeah, I mean,
you were younger.
I was 88. I was 13.
I think that's when it came out, right? 88.
Yeah, I mean, Fight for Your Right to Party and it all good, man. She's Crafty. I mean,
She's Crafty.
It still holds up.
Yeah, but like Brass Monkey wasn't on that, right? That was on their next one, I think, right?
No, Brass Monkey's on that one. On License to Ill, yeah.
That's their first album.
That's their first album, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think they had some punk one before that, but that's like their first critical success album. I'm pretty sure Brass Monkey's on that.
I thought Brass Monkey was on their second album, but I might
Paul's
be wrong.
Boutique? No, because definitely not. I could be wrong. Google it.
But I started listening to, initially I was listening to classic. When I first started hanging out with guys, I started to listen to classic rock because that's what everybody listened to, and I thought they were cool. But then I'm coming to my own a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, start becoming your own dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I started to listen. Now, I'd already been listening to hip-hop music when I was younger. Dancing, like pop music, you know what I mean? Like pop and electric slide, all that kind of shit, you did, in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, because that was my neighborhood. I was the only gringo in my neighborhood. It was all Spanish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all the Spanish kids were listening to fucking, party people, yo, get fun, like that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That, and I was like all into that, big time. But I didn't buy those albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't buy that stuff. And then I started hanging out with the white dudes, listening to classic rock. And then, like I said, I started coming to my own, and rap started to really take over. So it was like Run DMC. So that's my next album.
Yeah, I love that when you posted that. Run DMC was...
That was my next. I mean, Run DMC...
What number's Run DMC? Your 5th?
Yeah, that was my 5th. That's where I'm at today, my 5th.
Okay.
Yeah, Run DMC, that's that whole Run DMC Sucker MCs, which was like 82. That song came on. I was like 13 years old. That was like, are you kidding me? First off, I took an 8-track. Now, you know how to like fucking bootleg it and plug in the tops, right?
No. 8-tracks were gone before I was.
But you could do that also in if you buy a tape.
Yeah.
That's not it's a album.
We can cover the top, cover the holes.
Yeah, cover the holes. So the 8-track was the same way, just bigger holes. You just plug it with paper, and you can record over it. You know what I'm saying? So I had these fucking country western fucking 8-tracks from my mom. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And I just popped it into the stereo. And whenever my song came, remember that was the difference, man.
Yeah.
You had to wait for your song to start, and it sucked if they didn't give you a heads up. Like if they weren't and next Sucker MC, you weren't ready to go.
And then sometimes the dumb DJs talking over the beginning of the song.
Yeah. It's like, there's a new song coming out there. It's gonna be hot.
Shut up. Try to make a tape for my lady.
So you hear clunk, and I recorded on this 8-track, and I had that song and it was I can't remember the name of the group. They sang it was like a rap song with ABC, not the Jackson 5. Remember you said you remember it?
New Edition?
No. I should if I could hit you I would. No. I can't think of the name.
Menudo.
No.
Third Base.
Huh?
Third Base.
No, man. It was the early 80s, man. 80, 81, 82. Fucking asshead.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I can't remember the name. But I had 2 songs on maybe 3 songs on this fucking 8-track that I recorded off the radio. Mm-hmm. And I played, and Sucker MC was the one I just kept rewind, play, rewind, play.
Yeah.
It was my song, man. So that kind of like was always there. And then the white dudes in my neighborhood, when I started to go to high school, I hung out with white dudes. Grew up with Spanish kids. High school was all white kids that I hung out with after school.
Yeah.
So I went to Catholic school. It was a mix. But the street I lived on, the 2 streets in my neighborhood were all Spanish kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went to high school, my high school was mostly white and black and Spanish. So it was like, say a mix. A good mix, 25, 25, 25, and then the rest were just everybody else. Yeah. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when we all went home, the white kids hung in one part of the neighborhood, and I hung out with the older white kids. Mm. And they were the classic rock dudes. And then I was like, but I kind of like hip-hop, and then all the radio stations at hot, 97.1 and 107.5, 98.7 on Friday nights, man, DJ Red Alert. They would play all that rap shit, bro, and I was like, me and my friend Tommy were the only ones with our fucking stereos blasting that. Mm. Everybody else had fucking and we're like, what? DJ Red Alert. What guy is DJ Red Alert? Fucking.
So 5 is the day that you're on right now?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, but you said you already have yours planned out, so we can continue.
Yeah, pretty much. Tomorrow, most likely, will be. See, I was going to put that Van Halen up, but I liked that album, but I don't like Van Halen.
Oh, well, it's got to be, like, influential, like something that...
It's just a time of my life that I really like that album, but I don't like Van Halen.
Mm. Van Halen was my 7, but my 6 was Metallica Master of Puppets.
That's going to probably be my 6.
6, Master of Puppets, still to this day, is one of the most flawless heavy metal albums. Start to finish. You don't skip any songs. You're like, this is great. It's perfect. It's about as close to perfect.
Master of Puppets was my introduction to Metallica, right? Mm-hmm. Remember, I'm classic rock hip hop guy. Throw in some fucking freestyle music. I didn't like metal.
Right.
Hair bands, they like the fucking Poison and that kind of shit. Yeah, they were cool, but I don't really. It was either way. I didn't care either way.
Right.
I didn't mind them. Bon Jovi can sing all day. I was like, he's pretty cool, but I don't give a shit about him.
Right.
But hip hop and classic rock was where I was at, and then this metal shit came around. I bought Master of Puppets, and I liked it because of what was that song about? Well, Master of Puppets about cocaine.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that spoke to me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I started dating this broad, and she's like, I'm gonna go to Metallica. You got it. I forget the next album. Was it Justice for All?
Justice for All, yeah.
She's like, we're going to go see Metallica. And I'm like, I'm not going to see that fucking band. Everyone's saying that the Master of Puppets album is a pussy album. Everyone's saying that album was soft Metallica. I don't like hardcore. If that's soft, then I'm already tapped out. You know what I'm saying? So she took me to the concert. We had nosebleed seats in Brendan Byrne Arena.
I was at that concert.
In
Justice for All?
So 88?
It was 90. It was 1990. The Injustice.
Not because I wasn't with this broad at that time, right?
Well, then
Justice for All?
Well, then in Justice for All, then you went to the Master of Puppets tour when he opened up for Ozzy. When they opened up for Ozzy, then.
No, I went when they were headlining.
And they had then it was 90.
Maybe 89.
It could have been 89.
Okay.
It could have been 89 because I saw them 89, 90. Yeah, that was my first concert ever. I saw them with the Cult was opening act.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah, 'cause my buddy's dad took us, and he was like in a suit, and then by the end of the show, it's like his fucking tie was ripped. He's fucking headbanging. It was awesome.
So we were up top, and they were moshing up there, like pushing everybody at the top rail.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know what we're doing, but this isn't how I roll.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are bumping into me. That's not gonna work.
You guys want to do the WAP?
Yeah, exactly. Where's our cardboard? How come we're not dancing right now?
That was a great first concert.
So, but listening, I was sitting on the stairs up top, and fuck, I can't remember what song it was. Seek and Destroy, maybe?
Yeah, that's
or the
off
Four Horsemen came on.
Yeah, they're both off Kill 'Em All. Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? And she was like, that's from their other albums. I was like, oh my God, I love this band. And I went, so Master of Puppets got me to like them, and then the rest of their shit, it was like, Master of Puppets was great, and I love it, but that made me a Metallica fan, but fucking Kill 'Em All is the album. Justice for All.
I mean,
right.
You can argue the first three. I mean, even Ride the Lightning is very good.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, those first three albums are just killer. I mean, I like the Black Album. A lot of people don't like the Black Album. I loved it.
That was my last album.
Let me tell you something. Me and Sean Morton went and saw them a few years ago together. They're still one of the great. Anybody would have a good time seeing Metallica live. They put on one of the best shows, hands down.
No, absolutely.
I mean, I would go see them anytime they come around.
Did you ever hear the story? Brewer was telling me a story. So he was at, what's his name? Hetfield's? How do you say
James
his last
Hetfield.
name? Hetfield, right?
Yeah.
So Brewer and his wife were at Hetfield's house for dinner. Mm-hmm. With him and his wife. And Hetfield's like, hey, you want to hear one of the songs that's maybe going to go on the new album? We're not sure. You want to hear it? And Brewer says he tries not to act like a fangirl around them.
Yeah.
He's at dinner and they're friends, but he's like, fuck yeah, I want to hear it. I want to fucking hear a Metallica song that's not on the album yet? Yeah, I fucking want to hear that.
Yeah.
So James goes into the living room. He starts blasting the fucking song. It's not even on for 30 seconds. And James's wife comes in and is like, no music tonight. And Brewer was like, shut the fuck. Like, he almost was like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah. Yeah, because to them it's just he's just James. Shut your music off. It's like there's like there's a classic picture out there of like the Grammys where Slayer's on the red carpet with the Tom Araya, lead singer of Slayer, is on the red carpet with his family, and his daughter's like trying to take a nice family picture, and the daughter's like rolling her eyes like, it's like you, even when you're the lead singer of Slayer, you're still corny as shit to your daughter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, you're you get blood dropping on you during Rain and Blood in concert. People are killing themselves. And the daughter's like, Dad, you nerd. Can you?
You're embarrassed.
My dad's a nerd. I know you guys are all afraid of him, but he's a softie who gives in every time.
He wears sandals around.
Yeah. Bet you don't know that Mr. Slayer wears Crocs, do you? Do you?
And listens to Connie Francis albums.
Yeah. I saw my dad wearing Crocs listening to Connie Francis. And guess what? He's afraid of blood.
Grosses him out every time.
Pricks his finger, he starts gagging. Don't let him fool you. It's all PR, people.
That's
with
what
it. Grow up.
My daughter did. Like it was like 6 months after the last comic aired, and we're at the diner, and a friend of mine comes over and was like, hey, man, there's this girl over at the other side of the diner who is like, oh, my God, is that Mike Gaffney? Can I meet him? And I was like, oh, man, that's cool. He's like, can I bring her over? I'm like, yeah, man, bring her over. So she comes over. She's like, oh, my God, I see you're so fucking funny. Can I take a picture? And I took a picture. And my daughter's just with me. My daughter, I think, was at the time, was like probably 15 or 16. She's like, the girl walks away, and my daughter's like, what the fuck was that? I was like, it was a fan. She's like, does she know you wear the same shorts to bed every night? Like,
yeah, it's just something with families. They don't care.
No, No, not at all.
Not at all. But so it was. Let's see. So that was 6 for me. 7 was. Cause I'm getting towards the end of mine. 7 was Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz, his first solo album. Oh my God, Randy Rhoads, I Don't Know, Crazy Train, Goodbye to Romance. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's good
stuff. That's a badass album. Yeah. Enough said. I mean, Randy Rhoads. I loved Randy Rhoads as a kid because I was playing guitar, and I knew he was a short motherfucker like me, so I was always like, yeah, like he was just like a tiny dude. He was like 5 feet tall, just ripping it. I was like, I wanted to be Randy Rhoads. Like that was my idol. I'm like, I'll buy a plane crash, everything. Just give me it all.
Yeah, that was. I mean, Ozzy was huge in my neighborhood. You know, in the mid '80s. Yeah, he was fucking huge. I mean, I wasn't into that music at the time, so I didn't really tap into him until I was older.
See, like Ozzy as a kid, it was like I bought into the whole PR thing, man. This
right, yeah.
Fucking Prince of Darkness and shit. You're like, yo, this dude is fucking. Is there anybody more evil than Ozzy? This is fucking great. Right. Like his voice was so unique.
Oh, it's so good.
It's just got to. I mean, we saw him live. We saw Black Sabbath live, and he's fucking 900 years old, and he killed it.
I just the one thing about it at concert, he would do like his only like raise the roof move was, come on! And he would like come out there like and go put his hands out and be like, come on! And that was it. That was his whole every time.
Yeah. You could tell like when you start because he has like a monitor on stage because I guess he forgets the lyrics in his old age. Yeah, you can always tell when he's like too tired to sing or continue. He starts going for the buckets of water to throw at people and throw on himself. He's like, all right, I'm tired. Let me just start wetting everybody and going, come on!
You guys sing it. It's like, no, you sing it.
That was great.
What a ticket, you sing.
Great album.
I only have 7 chosen because I'm not going to put that Vanna. So I had 8. So I still have 3 more to think of. But right now I'm at. So tomorrow will be 6. And then so tomorrow will be Metallica. And the day after that is Eric B. and Rakim paid in full.
Ah, dude, let me tell you. Did I ever tell you how I got introduced to Eric B. and Rakim?
No.
I got introduced to Eric B. and Rakim when I was 17.
Right.
And special ed, and this is how. I was selling coke for this guy that I used to buy coke from. I convinced him to let me sell coke, so I used to pick him up in New Brunswick.
Right.
I don't want to name him, this big black dude. And,
we know him already.
We know. Cool, nice guy. But he'd get in my car, pull out whatever tape I had, and put that in.
Right.
Like whatever I had in, he just popped it out and click, and he'd put in Eric B. and Rakim, and then he'd put in special ed. Then he goes, "You need to start listening to this shit. You can have these tapes." Like he pulled out my Metallica stuff, and dude, I played. They were just great.
Oh yeah.
And let me tell you, like when I was driving through New Brunswick with him, because I had my red Mustang at the time, and I thought I was fucking gangster as shit, man, because I knew who he was.
Right.
And we're like the little streets we were driving in New Brunswick, they knew who he was. So I was like, motherfucker.
Did you have a lean? Did you have a lean?
Oh, yeah. Dude, you know.
Nice. I had a little gangster lean in the car. Nice.
Gangster lean.
I got pulled over doing a dumb gangster lean with my foot out the fucking window. Right? So I'm leaning, my left foot out the window, driving like an idiot. Mm-hmm. Right? I got my friend, this black kid, Willie, is in the passenger seat. He's a friend of mine since we're like 7 years old. He's in the passenger seat. So I'm like 18, maybe I'm 19, 20 years old. And in the back seat are 2 Puerto Rican dudes that we're selling a gun to.
Uh-huh.
Right? And I'm driving with my foot out the window with a gangster lean at like 12:30 at night in downtown Jersey City near the projects.
Yeah.
So I look really suspicious, say. The cops, I drive past the cop. He just looks at me with my foot out the window. I don't even get half a block away from him. He's got us pulled over. So he pulls us over. I hand him my driver's license. He's talking to me, and his partner says, "Willie, yo, look, we got Willie, Willie. And Willie was very popular. He got arrested a lot. So he's like, Willie, my man, get out of the car, Will. So Will goes to get out of the car. He's standing on the passenger door with the cop. I'm looking at this cop, and Willie cold decks that motherfucker, punches him right in the face, and takes off running. This cop doesn't know what to do, just drops my license into my lap.
Mm-hmm.
He runs, jumps in his car, and they take off after Willie. The two Puerto Ricans in the back seat hop over the front seat and jump out the door. I tell them, close my door. They run back to close my door, and I take off. I take off. I go about 10 blocks, and I just park my car like in a side street, parked it, and walked like a block and a half away and just hung out for a few minutes for it to die down. Willie had that gun on him.
Oh, shit.
And they felt it. And when he felt it, Willie punched him in the face and took off running. They caught Willie on a rooftop with no gun and just bullets.
Oh, wow.
I come home, pass out. Now, at the time, my father was a correction officer. I actually worked for the county. He was a Bergen County cop.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up. I get woken up about 6 in the morning, and my dad standing above me. Get the fuck up.
Mm.
Like, what? He's like, where's the fucking gun? I'm like, what gun? He's like, I got cops from Jersey City calling me, telling me to fucking search your vehicle for a gun. I'm like, there ain't no gun, man.
Wow.
So because they called my dad and like it was squashed. I mean, I didn't flee. They left me standing there. So what am I going to do? Hang out and wait for them to come back and arrest me?
Mm.
I just took off. But because I was gangster leaning like you, like an idiot, with my foot out the door, like I'm all fucking cool.
Yep.
So with the black guys probably listening to I was probably listening to Boogie Down Productions, fucking some shit.
Dude, Eric B. and Rakim knows they're a cooler fucking line than thinking of a master plan.
No, because ain't nothing but sweat inside my head.
Oh my God, when that comes up. All the lyrics.
So I dig into the pocket of my money I spent, so I dig deep, but it's still coming up with lint.
Yep. Or what's that? I got it made, didn't it?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I got it made. Oh my God.
It's everything their whole first two or three albums.
That shit's timeless too. I remember I took Justin to see Eminem when he was like a big fan of his when he was a kid, and we were stuck in Giant Stadium just trying to get home just forever. So I started popping in Tribe Called Quest and Eric B. and Rakim, and he was just like, "This is awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, see, this is timeless shit.
Yeah,
this is good shit."
So that would be my next album. Also, in that floating in those albums will be the next one after that will be Criminal Minded by Boogie Down Productions.
I don't think I know that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that.
Oh yeah, that was like really at the time very deep, like street rap. It was very like hoodie street.
I gotta listen to it. When you post the album cover, I'll go listen to it. I
was too white to listen to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, like, if brothers heard me listen to it, I'd be like, turn it off, man. Nope. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's actually a hate crime, you listening to this.
Correct. But they were so good, man. I loved them so much. They had a song, listen to my 9mm go bang. And it's just fucking, I loved it. I loved everything about it.
And that was what number of your album? What number?
That'll be 8. So we got
my number 8 is Van Halen's 1984. That's nice. A fucking that's a lot of significance because I told you AC/DC was the first tape I bought with my own money.
Right.
But Van Halen's 1984, that was like I got that as a Christmas gift one year, the album.
Oh, okay.
And I remember just Jump was huge, man. And then Panama. Yeah. Oh my! I used to do David Lee Roth jump and touch my toes like off the couch. Like I wanted to be everybody in the band.
Now see that one, I didn't like Jump. I didn't like the song.
Yeah, I was a kid Panama. When that came out. Like when I listen to it now, I like it for nostalgia. Don't love it.
Right.
But I mean, Hot for Teacher.
Yeah.
I mean,
so those albums I like. Now I used to hang out in this pool hall in Jersey City when I was a teenager, and they played fucking Hot for Teacher in Panama. It was like almost on loop. I don't know what the fucking never was off.
Right.
It was always on. So I those like that's what's hard of leaving the Van Halen off of my list because my whole life. When I think back of being a teenager in my early 20s, those were important times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. It just, but I don't like Van Halen. I didn't like that. I just didn't like them anymore.
It's like they haven't stuck with me as far as like in my playlist of things I listen to regularly. Van Halen, but that album influential in my life, which is like what it says, like greatly influenced my taste in music.
Right.
I mean, because that was like my young teen years when I really started getting into guitar, and it's like when you're getting into guitar in the late 80s, early 90s, Eddie Van Halen's on every cover. And and you're listening to Van Halen's thing and like, this guy's a god. It's just, and just David Lee Roth was just fucking cool as shit, man. Like as far, so that was
that was your 9?
That was 8. That was 8.
That's where you're at right now.
No, I posted 9 today.
What was that?
That was Nirvana Unplugged in New York. MTV Unplugged. That is one of the greatest live performances. This is one of the greatest albums ever created. I mean,
so let me just guess what your 10's going to be. Can I try?
I haven't even thought about it till tomorrow's coffee, but you can try and guess.
I would say your 10 is going to be a group that I really don't like. Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean, number 10's gonna be tough because there's a lot left over. So that's the toughest one. I mean, I got put it this way. I got Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Now, Use Your Illusion. If they took all the hits off of 1 and all the hits off of 2 and just made one album, it would be the greatest album ever made.
Right.
But they have so much fluff shit on those albums.
Yeah.
That so Guns N' Roses, because that would be like my honorable mention would be Use Your Illusion, because if you just could remove some of the shit and put it into one, it'd be perfect. Right. Then I got By the Way from Red Hot Chili Peppers. I fucking love that album, dude. That album talks about recovery front to back.
Yeah.
And if you're in recovery and don't fucking just attach yourself emotionally to this album, I don't even believe you're an addict. Like, I believe you're one of those people that lies about it. There's no way. Like, the dude speaks addict mind that, so you got that. I have no rap yet on my list, dude. Fucking Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory. Dude, I wore that tape out. Now,
you were young, so you were in your teens when that came out, right?
Low End Theory? I was probably in high school.
Yeah.
Badass album. See, but it's like, can that be my last one? I don't know. It's like,
so that's the problem with me. So I'm looking teenage years is more the influence, because I believe you take your teenage years and you pretty much run with that the rest of your life.
Yeah. See, Chili Peppers, By the Way, I was already in my 20s.
Right. So like,
I don't know if that's gonna make it. It would have to be either Guns N' Roses or some rap band. Guns N' Roses. The first time I heard "Welcome to the Jungle," I was at my friend Brian Sundermeyer's house, and his older brother was like an older dude with like hot metalhead girls in the house.
Right.
And it was on like Headbangers Ball. Like, we were hanging there one night, and these hot 80s metalhead girls were just dancing to it in his living room. To this day, dude, it's a memory that just, I'm like, I gotta listen to this music so I can hang out with these types of girls. Like,
now that you, like, what I might, like my last album, because I mean, I'll have 8 will be Criminal Minded. I still have, I'm going to put like a freestyle mix up. There's a freestyle thing, because I loved freestyle. So I'm just going to put like a freestyle, what do you call it? Like most freestyle albums back then were mixtapes, all mixed. They were never really just Judy Torres or, TKA.
Yeah.
So it's just, I'm putting it up because that influenced me. That whole genre of music was played like that. It wasn't played like, oh my God, did you get, I mean, I had TKA's album, but it was like, it was everybody was the thing. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I gotta think of an album you can listen all the way through. When I'm talking about like also like an influential album.
right.
Like if there's an album that I only like one song, it's like
right. So that's like with Ozzy's. What was it? Bark at the Moon.
No, Blizzard of Oz.
Blizzard of Oz. That was on that, right?
Yeah.
I like.
No, Bark at the Moon was not. Bark at the Moon is on Bark at the Moon.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thought. I'm like, well,
yeah.
That album was okay, but that was the album that I had of Ozzy at first. But then, if you really want it, Black Sabbath. Then when I was like 19, I went to Black Sabbath and started listening to that fucking album.
Yeah.
With War Dogs War Pigs and fucking Hand of Doom. Are you kidding me? That's good
shit. See, I was like reverse. I got introduced to Ozzy.
That's what I'm saying.
And then Black Sabbath.
So that's what I did. Like Ozzy was huge in my neighborhood, and then I went and listened to Black Sabbath, and I liked Black Sabbath way more.
Yeah, because at first I didn't like Ozzy. I remember like Ultimate Sin came out, and like I was watching a lot of MTV, and he did Shot in the Dark. This was like when he was sober, and he looked like my friend's grandma, like when he was singing on stage and that.
Yeah.
It looked like
Did he sing Shot in the Dark with fucking like Lita Ford?
No, Lita Ford. Actually, I just listened to that song the other day because I was in the Ozzy thing. That was "Close My Eyes Forever." Badass song, man.
It was.
Will it all remain unchanged? Dude, I felt that brought back broken-hearted Teen Joe like that. If I close my eyes forever, will it all remain the same?
Did you hear Ozzy on that new song that he sings in? He's like just does. He just lays a track on. It's like a hip hoppy kind of like alt hip hop song.
I don't think I've heard it. Maybe I have. I don't remember it.
Oh, it's Ozzy. He starts out.
I know it's Ozzy. I don't think I've heard it then.
Yeah, he starts out the thing opens up with him singing, and then goes into the rap, which is just the way it goes in. Is pretty cool. Did you hear the new Rolling Stones song?
No. Is it good?
Ghost Town. It's just like, I'm a ghost living in a ghost town. It's so fucking like fucking Stones. I mean, it's just kind of like very Mick Jagger.
I gotta check it out. It's good.
Yeah, I like the song. I've heard it a few times on the radio. When I drive all day, unless Michael K's on, I'm listening to all kinds of music. I can't listen to things on my phone because I'm using my phone all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck to the music on the radio.
Yeah. See, 10's going to be a tough one, but you can't do any explanations, so I'm just going to have to pop it out there and
so mine's either going to be Black Sabbath or fucking Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Yeah.
These are
I'm the type of guy that likes so many types of music.
Right.
That it makes it harder. Like, I know friends that are just straight metal heads, and it's like, if you gave a list, it's going to be all metal, or like guys that are just straight rap. Like, I listen to everything.
I see influential as a teenager, but then, there was a whole gap. When I got clean, I stopped listening to music. I stopped doing a lot of things when I got clean because I couldn't get out of the mindset of being that guy.
Right.
I just could not get out of the mindset of being this fucking punk, getting high and hanging out. Yeah. I just couldn't get out of that mindset. So I stopped listening. I couldn't do it with music. Then I started dating, my baby's mama, and she listened to hip hop. And she acted hip hoppy, and I was like, we're not doing that.
We're not doing
So I stopped listening to music altogether. We're like, we don't listen to music. We fucking.
Dude, I didn't have Alice in Chains on my list, I'm thinking.
Dude, I was thinking about Alice in Chains.
Because I was debating Alice in Chains Unplugged or Nirvana Unplugged, but I went Nirvana Unplugged just because I don't know.
It was very significant as well.
I like it a little bit better.
Alice in Chains was like one of the first like of that fucking genre, right?
Nah. Well, alternative really came. Nirvana kind of punched through with the alternative.
Yeah, but so remember WSOU?
Yeah.
All right. So one night they used to do is every night they would have like at 11 o'clock at night they would have like this or that type of thing. You listen to 2 songs. And then their calls would be like, get the fuck out of here with that garbage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and it was I'm pretty sure it was Alice in Chains, The Man in the Box, right?
Yeah, that's the album Dirt. It's a fucking flawless
So
album.
that's got to be like 89, right? 90 tops.
Easy, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
They were listening, they put it up and it didn't win. Whatever shit metal band that we never even heard of beat that band. And they trashed that music. They're like, oh, forget that fucking music.
I think, Dirt may be my number 10. That's a great album.
Yeah, you liked. I really wasn't into that. It's just, especially when Metallica like leaned into that kind of. I was like, no, I'm good. And I hated Nirvana.
Yeah.
I hated that music. I hated the sound of it. I just hated it all.
Yeah. No, I loved it at that time. That was my time. That was my music time. That was high school. Joe in a band. I mean, Alice in Chains was badass. It was just
right.
But yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one for 10. It may have to come way after coffee. It may have to be a lunchtime decision. I may have to do a few playlists as I hike or walk the dog.
We talk about influential, like teenage, but then like you jump into my 30s and there's music that I was like, what? Like there's albums that I love. Like I love Tracy Chapman. I love her.
Yeah.
And that whole album that we listened to, like Give Me One Reason to Stay Here.
Yeah.
That whole album from top to bottom I listened to a million times.
Yeah, dude, what was it? I was never even really, not that I didn't like Bruce Springsteen, I just never really gave it any opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I remember listening to him interview on like Mark Maron when I had like a 4-hour drive to a gig.
Right.
So I was like, I just popped it in and I loved his interview so much.
That you went into his library?
I just went to the library and
yeah.
I'm like, damn, I've been missing out. I like a lot of this shit.
Yeah,
I also think as you age, certain things resonate with you more.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Certain things
less. Like I used to love Billy Joel when I was younger. Now it's like, please. Like Led Zeppelin. I love Led Zeppelin, but honestly, I will change it if Led Zeppelin comes on the radio because the radio only has like rights to probably like 10 songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to pay the rights.
It's played to death.
They don't want to play the rights of like fucking some of the deep tracks that I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They pay the rights to fucking, Fool in the Rain, and it's like all the like Dazed and Confused. And they're all good songs, but there's so much other better songs
that they're overplayed. That's like Queensryche. I loved Queensryche, but to me it sounds so corny now when I listen. Like it's so corny, I can't get over it. I appreciate the guitar and the.
But I love that album, man. Fucking.
No, it's a good album. I feel like I listen to it in a more nostalgic way than a more like I don't know. I enjoy it in a totally different way.
I could sing the fuck out of that album. I love that album.
It's corny to me. Like,
right? Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't. That's the only word that comes to mind. Just like every time I listen, I'm like, you're a cornball, Jeff Tate. You are a cornball. Like,
well, it's like what is the group? Whitesnake. Here I go again. They were great songs then. Now you listen to them, you're like, oh my God. But I still love them.
That's a remake, I think. Here I Go Again. That's not even their song.
But the way they did it with the hair and the fucking denim jackets.
That's a great song. I can only name that and maybe one other song from them. I wasn't big Whitesnake. Was it Still at Night or whatever is their other song?
Like I had that album. So
yeah. No, but Here I Go Again. If I'm driving home, long drive, and that comes on, here I go again. I mean, the windows are down, man. I'm fucking in, dude. Going down the only road I've ever known. Just
and you're like alone, but you're not. You're gonna go home to your family, but you act
yeah,
like
I know. Alone. Yeah, then you pull in. Oh, boo. And then I go do family time, and you walk out the front door, and here I go again. Oh my God, yeah, it'll be a tough one. It'll be a tough one, but I've been enjoying doing it. I don't care if people think it's corny.
Who cares?
There ain't no corny.
I like your post. It was your post about comics talking about shit of guys doing TikTok.
I thought it was funny.
I was actually going to make a TikTok. I'm just trying to get more creative with it. I want to be creative with it.
Yeah.
But I want to make a TikTok with maybe 2 or 3 different movie genres.
Yeah.
But I'm going to open with me talking So a lot of guys, comics, talk shit about other comics, older comics doing TikTok or what. So really, and then I want to go into maybe 2 or 3 movie characters, telling them to basically go fuck themselves.
Right. Yeah. I another comic shared it, which I was like, I thought it would be good for comedians, and regular people were laughing at it too, because I like spatula microphone, just made me laugh.
Yeah.
Honey, where's my spatula mic? I'm headlining. I had this picture like Mr. Integrity.
Exactly.
Because that's the thing. It's like, you know what? We're in quarantine, man. Have fun. Creatively, whatever you want to do, I don't care. I don't even shit on people that do Zoom shows. If you want to do Zoom shows, do anything creatively to get it out there. Just don't shit on other people for trying things. TikTok's fun, dude. I don't even... And these were... I'm telling you, man, I started comedy as MySpace was coming in.
Right.
I remember being at an open mic where comedians go, "Are you on MySpace yet?" And I'm like, "What's that?"
Right.
I remember older comics going, "Oh, these guys doing MySpace. This is bullshit."
Yeah,
then everyone blows up. Then a few people blow up. Then they get on it, and then Facebook comes. What is this? My face? What is this? My face? And now they're all on here doing their stupid political shit. What's Instagram? They go to that. You're gonna be on TikTok. I want to screenshot every comic who shits on TikTok, and I want to make a TikTok involving your thing as soon as you friend request.
You know the problem is that a lot of these fucknuts, they look at guys doing TikTok the way they look at everything they do in their career. Like, what can that do for my career? How does that advance me? Oh, I think I'm going to do that and see if I blow up that way. That's not why I'm doing TikTok.
No, do it for fun.
You think I'm going to do TikTok? I think I'm going to be a TikTok star? No, I do it because it's fun.
Right, and keep it TikTok. Don't go start putting your upcoming dates on TikTok. Like nobody, go make fun videos.
But these people, like it's when YouTube, you got to post a video. Oh, you're posting the videos on YouTube every day, and then Vic DiPotato takes off. It's like, I guess you do videos. It's like, then they do it to take advantage of it. And they feel like, I think those people are talking shit like, I'm a 50-year-old man doing TikTok. I think I'm going to be one of these TikTok stars. First off, all the TikTok stars are like hot chicks with their tits out most of the time, and that's why they're stars, and that's why I love them.
Right, they're stars on any social media platform.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
they all ran to MySpace again, it would blow up again.
Right.
Like, all the hot girls are there.
But why do they talk so much shit? Why do people have some comment to say about other people's thing? I just don't get it, man.
You can almost see it in a regular world scenario where the world was acting like it was, like before pandemic. But there's no integrity anymore.
And what do we... First off, integrity... Listen, man, if I was making a TikTok video with me doing Robert De Niro's voice, and then I was like, I got to pass it on to my manager, we're going to see if we can get people to look at it. Now you're an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Pass it on to my manager.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing it so I make my friends laugh and get 13 likes, man. I'm not killing it. I'm not trying to kill it, man. Yeah. I just want to have fun.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm having fun with it, man.
That's the problem with all those people who talk shit. Everything they do, they think they're going to fucking blow up. And they go nowhere. They're a bunch of nobodies. You know why? Because everything they do is to fucking advance them. And they have no talent to advance, you fucking retard. Nothing is talented about you. We barely laugh at your jokes. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't crush it. No one gives a fuck. Yeah, you're fucking funny sometimes. Who cares? What has it gotten you? Nothing.
Yeah, you want
shit.
You want to say to these people, better start trying something new, because
whatever you're doing ain't working.
And you may have to adjust creatively, because shit may not be the way it was for a long time. So you better start making some, I whatever, man. Just, it was fun to make fun of comics for a change. I shared it like in one of those coronavirus comedy club things.
Right.
To put it in there, but it wasn't approved yet. So I'm like, if you guys are not approving this because you do Zoom shows in here, I'll be so disappointed if you're that. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
We got to wrap it up because I got to go to the bathroom.
All right, man. All right, everybody. Angela, thanks for not watching us tonight, but we don't hold it against you. You don't love us, but it's okay. We appreciate it. We're just kidding.
Sleeping.
Angela's our #1 fan, but she's out there doing important work.
She's sleeping. She's got to get up in the morning, right?
She does necessary work. But everybody, please subscribe to the audio podcast. Please tell your friends about us. Come see us Sunday live on Facebook. You've been listening and watching All in Our Heads.